If you're interested in etchings of people or of places, then you've come to the right place. In this video, I'm going to walk through how you can see about 16 or 1700 fine prints, and you can use them completely for free. They're public domain, and they're great for a t-shirt or a coffee mug or anything that you want to sell. Let's jump in. Okay, so I'm on a website here called the Library of Congress, and the website is loc.gov, which is loc.gov, and this is the fine prints catalog. And I'm going to put a link to this in the video description below. And typical government, they make the website a little bit difficult, I think more difficult than it needs to be. So here's the actual website. Now, if you want to find this from scratch, so what you want to do is in Google, type in LOCGOV catalog fine prints, and then the first one that comes back, it's basically LOCGOV pictures. You want to click on that, or the one underneath it is better, actually. It's fine prints about this collection. And then when you click on that, it gets you to this website. So it's about 85,000 prints created as artworks. However, some of the images are digitized, not all of them. So what I'm going to do here is click View All, and that's going to take us into the collection. And we can see here it says 13,000 results, and you go, wow, that's a lot of results. I'm going to click this little box here, and our heart will sink because it says larger images available anywhere, and there's 1,761 results instead. So that's still a lot of results, right? So let's click on a couple and see what we're dealing with here. You can hover over the thumbnail, and it gives you a little bit of a preview of what those images are. A lot of them are sketches, etchings. They're basically arty prints, and then there's page numbers down here at the bottom, so I can click next page and I can move forward. So I'm just going to pop a couple open here. Okay, so here's the first one. This is a rhinoceros, and you can click on this view larger, and then you can also click on the JPEG file underneath it, or a TIFF file, which is really large. So I'm going to click on the larger JPEG. I'm looking at the size here. It says 116 kilobytes or 700 kilobytes. So that's the one I want, is the larger one. And there we go. And this is a larger view of a rhinoceros. Now, I'm not saying you would just use this necessarily as is, although you could, but I could also strip out the rhinoceros picture and use that on a t-shirt or any print-on-demand item. Here's a woman reading a book, so I'm going to click on View Larger, and I can click on this JPEG 65, and it looks like they've actually got a color and a black and white one as well. So I'm going to click on the color one, and we can see there that's a very nice looking art print. And you could use this if you're looking for anything vintagey or retro in design. Now you may be wondering about the rights, and the rights are usually located right in this sort of about this item. And it says here, rights advisory, known restrictions on this publication in the US. Now it always has a disclaimer. It says use elsewhere may be restricted by other countries' laws. Typically, if something is super old, like in this case, it's from 1722, chances are it's going to be in the public domain. Here's another one. This is Fox Woman, and I love Asian style artwork. So I'm going to click View Larger JPEG 311KB, and that's a really nice one. And when I click on the little magnifying glass there, it actually makes it larger. To save these is actually really easy. You just right click and you can click the save image, and you can just save it like a JPEG. I absolutely love this. I would use this for a t-shirt or some sort of a fine art print. You could strip out the background if you wanted, but you could also just use it as is. I think this looks fantastic. There's some really cool modern stuff near the back of the collection around page 10, 11, 12. You can see here we're starting to get into some more colored things. I just want to point out that a lot of these, they're not necessarily public domain, so you would need to check them out. So here, for example, is a peace sign, and I can click the JPEG to view a larger image. That looks really nice. Beautiful fine art print. However, under the rights advisory, it says publication may be restricted. So what you would do is click on this link and it'll talk about the rights restrictions. So in this case, it says that the license allows members of the public to download works and share them with others as long as the appropriate credit is given, but you can't use this for commercial use. So just double check on some of these. Not every single one is going to be public domain. There's some really cool ones here though that you could check out. It's fun to do crafting from a non-commercial perspective as well. If you wanted to just make one for your house or something, that's pretty neat as well. Lots of really neat ideas here. Typically what I do with collections like this is I will sift through these and I'll find high quality items that I really like. So here's an example of one that I would grab. So this is no known restrictions. This is from 1558 to 1617, and it's just an old vintage picture of somebody in like medieval times. And what I like about this is it's relatively high quality. It's a very clean scan. So I would just save this. I would just right click it and save the image. And then I would have it in my digital library of medieval pictures. And so what would happen is eventually something would come up where I'd need it. And then I'd be able to throw this on a t-shirt, typically a funny design. And because it's an old person that nobody really knows, I'm not going to use it as the name of the person. I'm going to use it just in the context of that it's an old etching, and then I can do some sort of a funny t-shirt or funny print on demand design. I really hope you found this video helpful. I love looking through old photographs and vintage artwork, and I hope you do too. Feel free to click that like button if you found this video helpful. And here's another video that has lots of public domain goodies in there. Thanks a lot for watching.